Welcome to the Villa Podcast fan cams. Just when we feel like a performance at home can't get any worse than the Newcastle one, we've put in another one that's even worse, like worse than Newcastle, absolutely miles off it. Every single player absolutely nowhere to be seen. First half was absolutely, it was disgusting. You know, I'm not overreacting here. It was disgusting to watch. McGinn, miles off it. No duels won. I think he only won one duel all half. Passing accuracy in the 70%. Kamara, miles off it. Louise, miles off it. Just literally torn apart, like torn to shreds. And, you know, I'm looking at it and thinking, yeah, Chelsea were good. Chelsea pressed well. Chelsea played well. But what did we do? What did we do to lay a glove on Chelsea? Absolutely nothing. Like, within two passes, our whole team is absolutely bypassed. Why? It's a fundamental flaw in our system at the minute. It's that 1-2 touch and they're gone, they're open, we're exposed. And it's so frustrating. Like, against Sheffield United, we were brilliant, we were fantastic. But against Newcastle, awful. And again tonight, absolutely, I can't put my feet. I don't know what's gone wrong. I just think it's a number of players all being just off it and not performing, and no cohesion, no control, no aggression, just flat and lifeless. And this is a big opportunity tonight. FA Cup, to get into the, fifth round, going against Leeds, opportunity to get into the quarterfinals. We've played a strong team, our strongest team we could possibly have fielded, and we've put in an absolute stinker like that. So I don't know anyone in the comment section that can find anything positive about that performance. Oh, there's probably one thing, and that's Diaby getting a goal. But apart from that, I think Emery's system at home has been found out slightly again, because it's just too easy to play through us. And if it's too easy to play through us, then there's something fundamentally wrong with the way that we're setting up at home, especially. I was watching from the whole tent, and it literally felt like Chelsea got 22 players and we got 11. Every time that ball went out wide to Chelsea, they'd find a player in acres of space. We were scrambling around to find a Villa player to get anywhere near them. The ball would go another direction. There's no Villa players anywhere near a Chelsea player. It's just too easy. And again, we need a reaction now against Manchester United, because I am going to have sleepless nights now thinking about Rashford, Garnacho and Højlund up against the way we're playing at home at the minute. Because if we're anything like Newcastle and Chelsea, we're getting absolutely battered at home against United, because the way they play is just how we're being exploited. Pace, power, and we've got no answer for it. So it's a negative one for me. I'm really frustrated. It's absolutely freezing cold. The best thing I've had today is a chicken tikka wrap in the Old End. It was absolutely amazing, and that's the best thing I've had all night. So I'm frustrated, it's cold, and we've just not turned up again. And just like the Newcastle one, it's worrying. Like, I don't want to hear none of this sugarcoating of where we are and what we're doing. I'm literally worried of the way that we're playing at home. It's like we've had a fortress at Villa Park that's been made out of steel, and now we're like a sandcastle that's just like so soft, and just stick a bit of water on it and it's just going to dissolve. And that's what our team's like at the minute at home. So frustrated, annoyed, and again, we need a reaction.
Well, I'm absolutely... It takes a lot to make me annoyed, and I am really annoyed tonight. I don't want to hear any of this, well, at least we're out the cup now, we've got less to worry about, less games coming up. That tonight was a massive opportunity to get through to next round, as Luke's just said, and we've absolutely thrown it away with a whimper. We've gone out with a whimper. We've just walked through the whole game. We had 5 minutes at the start where I thought, hey, we're on this tonight, and after that, woeful. Once they got that first goal, we just fell apart. We could not lay a glove on them. We couldn't get near them. The passing went, everything went, and the second one went in. They've cut us to shreds twice in the first half, but the reaction was awful. Well, there wasn't a reaction. That's the worst bit. There was just nothing. We've just fell to pieces. And that's not a Villa side. You know, we've not lost here in a year in the league, and we've lost 2 games in a week. That's really worrying. We know our form's been very patchy lately. We know things have been up and down. But Saturday I thought, right, really good win. Home against Chelsea. They've been crap for the last 2 games. They got ripped to shreds on Sunday against Wolves, and I feared for them tonight with Bailey and Watkins after Saturday. But we were terrible. They couldn't do anything. We just couldn't. We couldn't get to grips with it. The midfield disappeared. They run riot over us. It was embarrassing. By the end, it was embarrassing. And I've got to say, I'm not going to slag at Unai Emery off because I love the bloke. But I think he got it wrong tonight. He should have changed it at half-time. We didn't learn from last week against Newcastle. We were 2-0 down at home, and we should have changed it at half-time. It wasn't going. We could have changed it a little bit. And he sent them back out, and once again, they get the third. And that's worrying. We've got a huge game coming up on the weekend, and we've got to see a reaction. Somehow, we've got to see a reaction, because that isn't good enough. And if we carry on like this, we're going to drop out of the top 4, and Europe's going to be a worry as well. And we're going to end the season that started so well, very disappointed. But there's still time. We can still do it. We've got to try and get a reaction on Sunday now and put this behind us, because that, tonight, they will all know it, wasn't good enough.
I mean, last time I probably saw you, we were absolutely flying, steamroller in it, and now we've just dropped off.
You know what? I think Sheffield United game still lingering over us, and then we took it into the Newcastle game, and today, I just worry when we go behind in games and we can't come back. 2-0 down. We should have tried to actually do something earliest opportunity. Should maybe try to put on a few more subs at half time rather than too late. Diaby coming on quite late is not going to make an impact in the game, and I think, as he said before, I think Emery's got it wrong. Tactically, I think we underestimated Chelsea because they've had such a poor season. We thought, we'll steamroll them, and I thought that as well. Don't get me wrong, but I think we came out too casual. We was too casual from the first minute. I saw Moreno, not tracking his man. Yeah. Kamara dropping off a little bit. Luiz's passes were a bit haywire as well, and they were all just really. What we were saying when we was watching it, they were all easy passes that just weren't working. Like, it's not like they were trying like difficult stuff. It was just Kamara just loose on the ball, and I don't know. I just felt like we're getting overrun at home, and we haven't been overrun. Yeah, I mean that is the worrying part, because this place is a fortress for us. This season, the main thing is, okay, we put together a run in the cup. Gives a fan something to shout about, but it's the way we lost. And the way, we're going to continue that, obviously, the way we may continue that, because we've got United up next, and, United weren't doing well last few games, but recently they've been doing pretty well. And I think towards the back end of the season, they'll push towards that top 6. But for us, we need to secure that Champions League spot. And if we drop off like that, we're going to be struggling, even with 5th spot. Obviously, you've got the Champions League playoff, but we don't want to be in that. We want to be in the top 4. We've been so good this season. We deserve at least 4th spot. And if we play like that and drop off, we're going to struggle, and that's the main concern for me. The FA Cup is another trophy. Don't get me wrong. We obviously, like I said, if we put a run together, everybody would have been behind the team. But it's the way we lost that is more concerning.
I think that's the thing. Like, I think we can all accept losing, but it's the way we're losing which is the big problem to me. And just watching it, how open we are.
And what annoys me is Diaby scores so late, and then they try and go for it. Like, we've got 2 minutes left. It's just not going to happen, is it? No. Like I said, half-time, the sub should have came on then, and we should have gone full flow for it and given it our all. We left it way too late, and Diaby got his goal way too late, and it was just a consolation. But, United up next, anything can happen. But, if you play like that, we're going to get streamrolled again.
Yeah, that's what I've said at the start. Like, play like that, we're in big trouble. Cool. Big
trouble.
Cheers, mate.